involving transgender women.
LGBT people were 9 times more likely to be victims of a violent hate crime.
We've all heard the term LGBTQ at least once in our lifetime, but what does it mean exactly? LGBTQ is an umbrella term used to refer to people who identify themselves as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, questioning, and/or queer. The term LGBT was used in the 1990s and the term LGB in the 1980s, but haven't been used since. Although LGBTQ is an acronym for certain sexual identities, these are not the only ones that exist. LGBTQ people have been experiencing oppression and discrimination for the longest time. But who are the oppressors? Well, sadly, it can be anyone. There is no certain way that they look like or dress like. It's everywhere. These oppressions aren't always just burning down flags or verbally abusing people. They're sometimes physical and even deadly. In 2023, there will be at least 12 transgender lives taken through violent measures, such as gun and interpersonal violence, which means a physical force against other people by an individual or a small group. One recent injustice case was the case of Ashley Burton, a black transgender woman who was killed in Atlanta, Georgia, just right outside of her apartment, simply because she was trans. If Ashley's case has one thing in common with other victims, it's that they all got targeted by transphobia, and it is not okay. Like I mentioned before, oppression can be everywhere, but that also includes hate crimes. According to a recent analysis by the California Los Angeles School of Law, they determined that LGBTQ people were 9 times more likely to become the victim of a violent hate crime. This includes being threatened for simply holding somebody's hand, being called slurs, getting physically assaulted, and getting sent to conversion therapy. Even though these tragic incidents seem scary and impossible to overcome, there are constant battles against these oppressions being fought right now that are helping the LGBTQ community as we speak. LGBTQ people have come a long way from homosexuality being thought as a mental illness to being celebrated and represented every month of June. Not only are these huge milestones created every day, but this is just the beginning to a new future. Just this month in June, there are protests against the rollback of hard-won civil rights gains that follow the parades and parties to celebrate the hard discrimination LGBTQ people face. There are many organizations people can donate to ensure that LGBTQ people can safely walk around in the pleasure of their communities without having to worry that they're going to be the target for homophobia. No matter the circumstances, LGBTQ people have never run away and hid. They have fought for their rights and are one of the bravest people. My personal intake on this ongoing problem is the same anger and frustration as the LGBTQ community and family members. Even though I am not part of the LGBTQ community, I have people who I am close with who are, and I would not want them going through what many of these individuals have gone through. It is not right nor fair, and it is quite literally a crime. People who commit these hate crimes deserve some type of consequence, and not just a warning. They need more than just a don't do it again. The same way they try to ruin LGBTQ people's lives, that should be their consequence. If not, they should change the perspective on LGBTQ people and just let them live their lives the way they want to, because they're not affecting anyone else's.